Hi there, it's me, Lavender Gray, with a tarot reading. We are going to be channeling messages from the Fae today. I'm very excited and I'm very nervous because I haven't really done this sort of thing before. Um, oh, fuck. So, as we can tell, we are sort of flying by the seat of our pants here. So, we have three piles to choose from today. Pile number one is this bluejay feather. Pile two is this turkey feather. Very soft and fluffy. And pile three is this robin feather, I believe is what this is. If it's not, and you know what the actual bird is, feel free to let me know in the comments. It is totally okay to be drawn to more than one pile. You could be drawn to all three. You could be drawn to none of them, in which case I would say click a different video. But without further ado, let's get into the reading. Hi there, pile one. If you chose this bluejay feather, then this reading is for you. I am very excited and very nervous, I will admit, because this is my first time channeling fairy messages, and this is my first time using this oracle deck for a video, so I hope I do it justice. And before we get started, we're actually going to take a couple deep breaths and center ourselves so that we're in a place to receive the messages. So inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. One more. Inhale and exhale. All right. And try to ground into whatever surface is beneath you and remember your connection to the earth. So, without further ado, let us introduce these fairies. I will say that pretty much all of these fairies are very excited to be featured in a video, so hopefully you are happy to see them. We have number 7, the Singer of Intuition. So the singers are sort of these cosmic beings that sing the song of life, of ecstasy. It's called Ecstasis is the song, and it's basically source. So these are the singers of source. The singer of intuition means that your alternate perceptions are very strong right now. Your clairs, clairaudience, clairvoyance, claircognizance, and all the other clairs. So following your gut feelings, following your intuition, working on opening your brow chakra, your third eye, might be very useful for you. Maybe putting crystals on it or just meditating. This is a big call to meditate in order to hear your inner voice. We have number 50, Arval Parrot. Oh, and he is pointing to his throat chakra. You can see that there's a little star on it. So he is all about communication, and actually the throat chakra can also be called the third ear, and it is about listening as half of good communication. This reading might actually be filled with more pauses or silences than usual videos because I will be trying to listen to the fairies. Hopefully you don't mind. We might also be looking in the book a little bit just to make sure we get the right answers. I can feel my face heating up. I don't know if it's embarrassment or just nervousness. There might be a conversation that you have been putting off, but it's time to dive into the deep wells of communication. And we have the Singer of Transfiguration. So this is past the initiation. This is now you are making great strides into a new being of yourself. This is a fiery passion as well with this bright red here. That's the root chakra. So we've got brow, throat, and root chakras to be working on. These energies might be blocked or they might be overworked right now. So you might want to give yourself a little bit of time of rest and rejuvenation, time to be still and silent and listening to the fairies. Okay. We're going to get into the tarot now. I'm using the Otherkin tarot. And when I was practicing this reading, because I practice my readings because I'm very nervous, I realized that these two decks are companion decks and they really like being together. So hopefully, oh, The element of air has been making its presence known in this reading. I'll just leave it for now until I'm done shuffling. Isn't that funny? It's interesting that I chose feathers as the pile denominators. So the element of air might be important to you. The air signs are Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius. Those might be specific signs that are important to you. You might want to look into your birth chart and see where your air signs are. So what advice does the Singer of Intuition have for us? The Eight of Cups in reverse. I'm going to draw 2 tarot cards for each of these. And the King of Swords, the King of Air. So you might actually be very skilled in communication already. This is the King of Communication. We have this sword going through the drawing here with the crown at the tip, at the point of the sword. We have some green here. And we have green here too, which is the heart chakra. So I've been called to point out the colors and the centers of energy of your chakras. So actually doing a meditation where you go through each chakra and try to balance it might be really useful for you. Your energy centers might be blocked. I will say you probably have a very healthy throat chakra and you might be very good at communicating, in which case Arvel Parrot is here to say good job and to say to maybe listen a little bit more, listening to him. Let's see, is there anything he wants to say in particular? You're doing a good job. You are royal, you are balanced, you are mesmerizing. And when you speak your truth, people listen to you. You are very, very special. And this Eight of Cups here in reverse speaks of leaving a difficult situation, of walking away. We do have, this is a Selkie, but we do have some seals waiting to greet her as she leaves this fallen cup. So the Singer of Intuition is saying that when you know it's time to speak, you know it's time to speak. And when you know it's time to be silent, you know it's time to be silent and listen. And so trusting your intuition when you communicate with others, tuning into body language as well. You might be really good at feeling the energy of a conversation and sort of steering where the conversation goes. You might find yourself in a leadership role, but in that way where it's like an unofficial with your friends, you're just someone who can help direct the line of conversation in a way that's good for everybody. Okay. The Page of Pentacles and the Seven of Swords. So, other people might be copying you with the Seven of Swords in reverse. People might be copying you, plagiarizing you even. If you're someone who is a writer or you put art or something out onto the internet, people might be stealing art from you. So it's really hard to deal with that, in which case I'm sorry. What else am I supposed to say? So I went and got the guidebook for the Seven of Swords. I wanted to see what it said in reverse. In reverse, the Seven of Swords can indicate a feeling of powerlessness, confusion, or the inability to break away from something. Perhaps you know deep down that a friendship or relationship is dishonest or damaging, but you feel incapable of ending it. There's a message here about breaking with the past and letting go of baggage that is holding you back. So that is very interesting that both the Eight of Cups, which is about leaving an unfortunate situation, and the Seven of Swords, both in reverse, came out, and we have this green sort of watercolor going on here. So this might be a matter of romance. It might be a matter of friendship that you were very invested in with your heart. I would say that right now there isn't really anything to be salvaged from this situation or relationship, and it really is time to move on. You might have seen this card and doubted whether or not it was for the specific situation in your head, but it is. We have 2 court cards here, the King and the Page. The Page of Pentacles speaks of patience and of balance. We have this lovely little rabbit or hare here. Alice in Wonderland might be an important story for you. The King of Wands, 2 kings here in reverse, and the Nine of Wands. So, let's see. I think that's a pretty cool shape for the spread to be in. I like it. So, Let's see. This is someone who is very important. This is, you might be a leader in your community with both of these kings here. The King of Wands in reverse. Your sexuality might be a little unbalanced right now, and you might want to take care of that. Take matters into your own hands, if you know what I mean. The Nine of Wands is about protecting what is important to you, and we have this frog here coming home with an injury. So yeah, my eye keeps being drawn to Arvel Parrot here, and I cannot express how important it is to be speaking your truth at this moment and to be speaking from your heart. There's a lot of heart hurt in this spread right now, and so I wanted to extend my condolences and to say that I'm here and I've got you and I support you, and I'm sorry for whatever situation has led you to this moment of walking away. But walking away should be bringing you lots of relief, and you should be feeling good when you leave a bad situation. Singing might also be something very important to you. You can sing with the fairies, just sounding out notes as your intuition, this one, speaks to you. I think you might be a witch, and if you don't know it yet, congratulations, you're a witch. Um, and looking into pagan rituals might be really useful for you. It was just Beltane. It might also be pronounced Beltana. I'm not quite sure which one is the correct. Maybe both of them are correct. But, oh, I can see we have some light from the window in front of me coming in. We can say that is a symbol of enlightenment. We can also look at it as an inconvenience, but both things can be true. There is also a message about duality here, of thinking of things in black and white when that's not really how life works. You might think of fairies as good fairies or bad fairies. These illustrations come from that book by Brian Froud. This is the Fairy Oracle. Let me show you oh fuck, oh shit. But this is the Fairy Oracle by Brian Froud with text by Jessica Macbeth. And these portraits are from that book, as far as I can tell. And so the book is sort of like, there's good fairies, there's bad fairies, there's fairies in between, but nothing is ever really fully good or fully bad. We exist in the in-between when we're, alive. But these forces here are for your best and truest good, the singers. There is unconditional love, ready for you to grasp at any moment. The song is inside you. It's in your flesh and blood and bones. It's in your soul. This is your soul song. You might be meeting soul family soon. Do I have any messages? I'm looking at this Page of Pentacles here. So he speaks to patience. He speaks of maybe not knowing as much as you think that you know, so there might be a little bit of pompousness, which you might want to keep in check a little bit. The page is not a king. The page is a page. Messengers are also represented by pages, so you might be getting some good news. Pentacles is the element of earth, so the earth signs are Capricorn, Virgo, and Taurus. You might want to take a look at what earth signs are in your birth chart. Okay, and then I'm going to clear these. I wanted to ask some advice about the situation that you're leaving. So, what can pile 1 do to help with this transition period of leaving one situation for another? Maybe we can get some specifics. Arvel Parrot, you just love flying around, huh? That's okay. Okay, let's take these two. The High Priestess and the Six of Pentacles both in reverse. So, you might be leaving a religion or spiritual way of being with this High Priestess in reverse. She is all about the mystical, all about the spiritual, the hidden mysteries of the universe, but you might have been looking at spirituality in a way that no longer serves you, and I think that's sort of what you're walking away from. That might mean walking away from friends that were in maybe your community beforehand, until you, or like a church community or something like that until you realize that maybe it's not what is best for you. Nothing against the certain religions or spiritual modes of being, but you might find that it just no longer serves you. You might also be a witch and know that like a certain way of doing your witchcraft is no longer necessary. I think a release of anxiety is very much needed here, and it's okay to not know. We also had the Journeyman come out, and he was sort of like my little guide card when I was pulling these and practicing with the reading. But he is very much the Fool archetype, where he is stepping off into the unknown, and I think it might be time for you to take a step into the unknown and listen with the throat chakra here. And the Six of Pentacles, yeah, so you might be moving away from a community that no longer serves you. So that is where I'm going to clear these cards, and we have the Believe in Your Own Magic Oracle deck, just to give us some lasting guidance that we can take with us after this reading. And once this reading is done, you don't have to think about it very much. Just let the messages come, and what resonates, keep, and what doesn't, leave. So was this not in frame the whole time? What the fuck? Okay, anyway. Let's choose the first one here. Gold, you don't need someone else to fix you. And I'm going to go ahead and read from the book. This, I believe, is a mermaid card. Yep. You don't need someone else to fix you. Someone is trying to convince you that you're broken beyond repair, unless you accept their helping hand, of course. If someone offers to fix some part of you, it's not because they're being selfless or kind. They know that you're in a vulnerable place, and they want to make you entirely dependent on them. Tell them no thank you. You know exactly how to put the gold in your own cracks. So gold is also a symbol of alchemy, turning base wisdom into gold, or base motives into golden wisdom. I'm not quite sure. I'm thinking of the alchemist archetype from the Caroline Myss deck. But I love her hair, don't you, with the blue in it? So I wasn't quite sure how to interpret this card, so I pulled tarot cards from the top of the deck, and we got the same ones as before, but this time they're turned upright. So whatever spiritual journey you are on the right path, and this might be a very personal, empowering journey, and you might find that the people you are around, or the churches that you are in, or the religion or the spirituality, even if you're going from one sort of mode of witchcraft to another, or just one mode of spirituality to another, it is a very happy time in your life. And we got these upright, so things are back in balance as soon as you take control and say, no, I don't need something external to fix me. I know how to put the gold in my own cracks. So that is where I'm going to leave you. Pile number 1. Thank you so much for reading. If you enjoyed this, if it resonated, please leave a like or comment or subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Bye. Hi there, Pile 2. If you chose this turkey feather, then this reading is for you. We are going to take a couple deep breaths before we get into it, just to make sure we're grounded and centered. So we're going to take 3. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. One more. Inhale. And exhale. Thank you for taking that time with me, and let's get into it. Mickle Muckle. This is Mixed Blessing. This is a very kind fairy who is here to help with your truest and highest good. The Master Maker, all about craftsmanship, and I actually don't know if I should be censoring that or not, so just to be safe, we're going to put the Malachite Gator on him. And we have Faf the Footer, number 58, number 22, number 49. So we have a repeating 2 here, if that's important for you. So we have here someone who is very skilled in their craft. So you might be an artist, you might make pottery, you might be a doctor, I'm hearing. Something to do with your hands might be very important, and whatever skills that you are cultivating are very important as well. So, Faf, the footer here, you can see he is holding his own feet and his ankle here, inspects people's feet to make sure that they are being taken care of, and if not, he puts holes in your socks and ruins your shoes. A little bit mischievous, but Pisces rules the feet, so that might be an important sign for you. That is a water sign. But this is a call for self care and taking care of your physical form, which is very necessary, especially if you're someone who spends a lot of time at work. You might be spending a little bit too much time working and not enough time taking care of yourself. So, this master maker here is saying that no job is too small to not do beautifully. You know what I mean? So, you it behooves you to do a good job wherever you are, even if you're working on something small. Maybe you're an artist and you don't have a big following yet, or you might see all the flaws in your art. I think this card is saying that there are no flaws, only style choices. And the flaws can actually become what is your signature style, actually. So, paying attention to what you're drawing, what you're creating, and seeing it as okay. So the experiment where there's two groups of people making pottery. I don't know, pottery is just in my head, but one group is told to make as many pots as possible, and one group is told to make the most perfect pots as possible. And so the first group is just throwing pots, and they're having a lot more fun, and they're getting better by the end of it because they're making so many. And the people who were trying to make perfect pots were much more stressed and they didn't make as many, and their skill didn't actually improve as much because they were too focused on it. So, practice, 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 and don't you might be a little bit precious about your artwork. If what that means is you might be afraid to show it, or be afraid to change it, or be afraid to move on from it and start something new. Drawfee, if you watch Drawfee, maybe if you are an artist, it's a channel where artists draw things and do comedy, and it's very funny, and I like it a lot. Anyway, Drawfee has this motto called delete your art. And it's just about not being precious with it and being able to say, actually, I don't like this, let me get rid of it and start over, which might be very important for you. So I wanted to get over here with Mickle, Muckle. It's so hard for me to read this curly font. I have to look in the book because usually I'm like, I have no idea what that says. These letters could be anything. But this is Mickle a Muckle, and he is just full of gentleness and kindness for you. He really delights in your art. You might not know that you have fairies around you, but you do. I'm going to move on to the tarot portion of this reading. I am using the Otherkin deck, and we are going to get a little bit more specific with what messages we have here. I'm also interested to know what kind of craftsman you are. Oh, all right, we'll take these. I'm going to do two for each of these cards. So we have the Page of Wands in reverse and the Three of Cups in reverse. So you are very skilled, you are very talented, and the fairies, especially Mickle and Muckle, I hope I'm saying that right, is just like congratulating you and telling you that you're doing a good job. You might not feel like you're doing a good job, but you are doing a good job. You might be really hard on yourself with this Page of Wands in reverse. You might be your own worst critic. And this Three of Cups in reverse speaks to a bit of a falling out. You might have had a falling out with friends, or people that you were doing a creative project with, or something at work like that. If a partnership or a friendship has fallen through, it is supposed to have fallen through. It wasn't built on stability. It it was very superfluous, and I know that can be a little bit painful, but it is for your best and truest good to have moved on from that situation. Seven of Pentacles in reverse. What is Seven of Pentacles? I might have to look it up in the book. I don't have all the minor arcana memorized as much as maybe I would like, but I have a lot of them memorized. Okay, the Seven of Pentacles represents the long-term success that results from hard work and perseverance. So the passage in the book talks about how not everything, not every seed takes root, and that's sort of the delete your art. If you're working on something that is really draining, it might be time to set it aside or delete it entirely. The Page of Pentacles. Page of Pentacles came out in pile 1 as well, so you might want to take a look at it. We have kind of a lot of the elements. We have Pentacles, Cups, and Wands, so earth, water, fire. You might want to look in your chart and see what balance of elements you have. My chart, I don't have any water, which is really weird. So you might want to look at your chart and see like if there's like more than like one element there's the most of. I don't know how to say that. But looking for the elemental balance in your birth chart, if that's something that interests you, might tell you a little bit more about yourself. But the Page of Pentacles is about patience. He is a little bit, he might be a little bit pompous. We have this rabbit here. I mentioned Alice in Wonderland in the first pile too, so that might be important as well for you. He just looks like the white rabbit to me. A little bit of a pompous attitude, so you might want to not to be harsh, but take yourself down a peg. The Page of Pentacles is someone who thinks they're maybe a little bit better at something than they are. Humbling yourself when you're looking at your own art is something that I think every artist deals with, where you can be comparing yourself to others, or just be accepting of where you are in your skill level as you are. The Eight of Cups in reverse came out in pile 1 too. Let me keep shuffling. Oh, never mind. We're taking this one. It just flew out from the bottom of the deck. The cards are just falling out of the deck for you. That's one of my favorite jokes, is to be really like loosely shuffling and then being like, "Oh, the cards are just falling out of the deck for you." We did get the star here in a pretty perfect sideways. So I'm just gonna leave her here and we'll see what energy she brings. So your self-care ritual is going to be what grounds you. Taking care of your physical body first and foremost, not taking care of your art, but taking care of your body. And I know if you are an artist, we can really hyper focus on things, and then 8 hours go by and you realize that you've been hunched over a tablet or hunched over a notebook for 8 hours and your back is killing you. So making sure you're paying attention. I also want to point out how gentle his hands are holding his feet. There's just so much love in his grasp here. And I think it's calling you to treat yourself in the same way. Treat yourself as something beautiful and touch yourself very gently and with love. The way we take care of ourselves, how we move is everything, to quote Yoga with Adriene. Yoga might actually be good for you too, as well as like putting work into your feet and your hands as well. I have a couple examples here to try and explain what I mean. The first one is that a personal example, have been in ballet. I was in ballet from 3 years old to 18 when I graduated high school, and I put so much work into my feet. I was dancing ballet on point, and I was very connected to my feet, and they were calloused and bruised and blistered and everything from it, but it was so much fun, and I would go back to it in a heartbeat. So there's also the example of Ruth Wilson in His Dark Materials. She has a demon that is a monkey, the golden monkey, and you can really tell that this actress put her whole pussy. um, Am I allowed to say cunt on YouTube? Put her whole cunt into it. I'm sorry, that is so disrespectful. I'm sorry for saying that, but that is what came to mind. But you can tell the movement work she put into her hands and her feet, and it really mimicked the movements of a monkey. And so honestly, like dancing might be really good for you, and just paying attention to your hands and your feet and how you treat them. Make sure you're washing your hands, make sure you're moisturizing. Just like paying attention to your hands and your feet might just be really important for you right now, as well as taking care of your physical body as well. And he is agreeing with me here that it is very important to be taking care of your physical body, taking care of your skin. If you have eczema or something, exfoliating and putting lotion on. Any other messages here? The star is, I think, representing you. Let's look at it sideways. So we've got this purple falcon-headed person pouring water. So the star is about being in two worlds at once. The star is usually pictured with one foot in the water and one foot on land, and she is quite balanced. This could also be a star, like you're a star, like a movie star or something like that. You might be the center of attention in whatever work you do. You might be wanting to garner more attention, and maybe you want to go viral or something like that. Maybe you're a content creator online. Um, if so, samesies, love you. Feel free to self-promote in the comments below. I would love to see what you guys are working on. Okay. And let's see, do I want to pull any more tarot? I think I'm going to clear the fairies here and move on to our oracle cards. We are using the Believe in Your Own Magic Oracle deck by Amanda Lovelace. And this is just going to give us some lasting advice to leave the reading with. And I will say, don't worry too much about this reading after it's over. Just take what resonates, leave what doesn't. I also want to thank you for letting me read for you. Hopefully you've been enjoying this reading. If you have, please leave a like, comment, or subscribe. Mirror, treat your body like the palace it is. Are you kidding me? I was just talking about taking care of your body. Like, that was the whole message. Look at her. Mirror, treat your body like the palace it is. We're going to look up what it says in the book as well. This is number 4, which is the princess archetypes. Princess cards. Okay. Mirror, treat your body like the palace it is. You've been feeling self-conscious as of late, but the answer isn't to change anything about yourself. The answer is to learn to love the body you've been given. Avoid those crash diets, that extreme exercise, or any other unhealthy behavior. Take strides toward a healthy mindset that accepts yourself as you are, not what you feel pressured to be. That is so beautiful, and that is where I'm going to leave you, pile 2. Thank you so much for watching. Like I said, if this resonated, please let me know in the comments down below and leave a like or subscribe. But I will see you next time. Bye! Hi there, pile 3. If you chose this robin feather, then this reading is for you. We are going to take a couple deep breaths before we get into the cards, just to make sure we're centered and grounded and able to receive the messages. I've never done this before in a tarot reading, so let me know if you like taking deep breaths together. Just let me know. Okay. All right, inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Okay. Now let us see what fairies have messages for us. Number 26, oh, that gnome. So this gnome is someone who pushes your buttons a little bit, encourages you to drink a little bit more, maybe encourages you to get a little bit more sloppy. So he is a trickster archetype who is teaching us a little bit more about humility on usually through sort of embarrassing means. He's also there to tell us when we are masking or when we are not living in our authentic selves and when it's time to make a change. Okay. Yeah, that looks fine. Okay. All right. Okay. I know it's barely in frame, but it matters to me. Number 18, the Lady of the Harvest. So this is the crone archetype and is talking about letting things go. and harvesting what there is to harvest and letting everything else go. And then we have 39, Lost Gunna. Oh, and I definitely do have to censor her. So these fairies are here to tell you that you're actually at a quite a pivotal moment in your life, and it really is time to leave one thing and move on to the next, whatever it is, the relationship, the home life, the situation, the job or career that you, and if this message is for you, you probably know what I'm talking about already, but if you've been wondering if it's time to move on, it is time to move on. It has been time to move on for quite a while, and you might have been ignoring the call. So I'm going to get into our tarot to get a little bit more specific about what it is you need to let go of. The element of air has been very present in these readings with the feathers flying and the cards flying. So you might want to look in your chart and see where the element of air is. You might also want to pay attention to the wind, maybe hearing some fairy songs on the wind, looking for fairies in the bugs that fly around as well, or the little dandelion fluffies. Maybe one of them is a fairy. The Empress in reverse. So you might actually be saying goodbye to quite a business. You might be a leader or be your own boss or be in charge of something like that, and it's time to sort of like let down your titties, okay? Let down your crown is what I want to say. Give me more about that. King of Swords. So we have two royals in reverse. King of Swords upright came out, I believe, in pile 1. So you might want to check that pile out as well. So yeah, this might be a tough pill to swallow, but you might not be able to be your own boss. Like, you might really need someone or structure in order to get what you need to get done. Maybe also hiring a manager or something like that, someone who can hold you accountable. 10 of Swords, whatever you are letting go of, all this worry, anxiety, and fear is going to be released. So you might be holding on to something that really isn't good for you in the long run. But once you release it, once you loosen your grip on it, you're going to find that so many stresses fall away. The Tower in reverse, yes, and you might actually be avoiding a disaster. All 4 of these cards are in reverse, so it is time to get balanced. It is time to get up and do what it is that you need to be doing. This is the call to action. So this Tower here in reverse can speak to disaster avoided. It can also speak to internal strife, like you might be really dealing with a dilemma here, and whatever your instinct is telling you to do is probably going to be the right thing to do. Any other messages from here? So we have the 10 of Swords and the King of Swords in reverse, which are both the element of air. Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius are the signs. Air is all about communication. It is about messages. It is about truth, our authentic truth. So having 2 swords cards in reverse speaks to missed messages, misinformation, gossip, even like that. If that is something that you find yourself doing, I think you might want to take a look at that and maybe change sort of how you speak. If you're someone who is very negative or critical about yourself or others, you might want to take a look at that. The 10 of Pentacles. So there is abundance for you. Sorry, this has been a bit of tough love, but there is abundance waiting for you if only you are open to it. And it might be in a way, I'm getting a strong sense of running your own business here, like an Etsy shop or a witchy shop or something like that. And yeah, you need more support. You can't do it all by yourself. You might embody Empress energy, but whatever it is that you're struggling with at the moment, you do need help. But there is abundance waiting for you. You are able to have a happy home life. You are able to receive the money that you need, eat good food, have fun with friends. 10 of Pentacles is all about that. It's about satisfaction. And the Fool in reverse. So there might be messages for people who really desire to be their own boss, and you might be working for a company or something that you don't really believe in, and now you want to take a step into running your own business. But like I said, I don't think it's something you're going to be able to do on your own. Having a manager or a support system to help is going to really help you. The Fool in reverse speaks to a little bit of naivete, so you're not going to be able to. How do I want to say this? You might have to do more research, and there might be a lot of groundwork and bookwork that you still have to do. The Fool speaks of a little bit, not of laziness, but a little bit of foolishness, because he is stepping off into the unknown. He's often, yeah, he's at the edge of a cliff here, and the universe is going to catch him, but in reverse, it might be a hard fall, if that makes sense. I am going to clear these cards and move on to our oracle deck. We are using the Believe in Your Own Magic oracle deck. And there we go. Bring our crystal back into action. I found that on the ground outside, by the way. It's probably just some quartz. But as I'm shuffling, I want to say, hopefully you're enjoying this reading. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't, and once you leave the reading, don't worry so much about it. Ooh, number 5, stars. You can manifest your every wish. And I did see the star in the back of the deck earlier in the reading, so looking to your star signs, and shooting for the stars. Like, let's say you do want to own your own business and you want to be extremely successful, like, you can shoot for that. And the universe might also be telling you to think even bigger. I don't want to say this, but I did see a lot of social media flash in front of me, like TikTok and Instagram. Um, so you might be a lot bigger than you may think, or like you might gain some popularity in that way. Let's see what the book says. This is a princess archetype. Stars, you can manifest your every wish. It's time for you to take your goals and turn them into your reality. Create that dream board, wish on those shooting stars, write in a daily manifestation journal, cast a small or large spell. The universe is waiting to give you exactly what you deserve, given that it's best for everyone involved, that Ten of Pentacles energy. Keep in mind that you also need to believe that you deserve it. So yes, you deserve to have your own business if that's what you want. You deserve to be your own boss. You also deserve, if being your own boss isn't actually something that works for you, you deserve to work in an environment that suits you and that treats you well. So that is where I'm going to leave your reading, pile number 3. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this reading, please leave a like, comment, or subscribe, and I will see you next time. Bye!